My name's Colin Doyle. I live out in the Waitakaris, and this what I've got here today is a medieval fantasy mock of castle and dark knights attacking.
How many pieces are inside it?
Oh, that's a very good question. I really couldn't. I'd reckon somewhere around the 150,000 pieces, but I couldn't tell you. It's quite a bit of hollow inside, actually. There's a whole lot of things that aren't Lego under there supporting it and shoring it up.
What are the challenges that you had in this?
Well, I didn't actually build this one. I bought this off another guy who'd gotten into Lego as an adult but never had Lego as a child, and that was a really interesting thing, but he was very creative. So probably the biggest challenge was actually the day I bought it. I was getting it into the car, and it's quite modular, and so it was this section here, the most elaborate part of it. We actually dropped it, getting it into the boot, and it ended up in about 50 or 60 pieces. Some of them small and some of them large, and for about 3 months it sat in my living room and I couldn't look at it. But eventually I sort of got in, and it was fun to reverse engineer how he'd built it to get it back together. So the biggest challenge was understanding what somebody else had done and getting into their creative process and sort of allowing me to do a bit of what he was doing.
Should we take a look at it section by section?
Sure. So yeah, the lead up, right? We've got this road that's working through, and it's quite an interesting and technical build because there's some sloping going on here, so there's a little bit of a legal connection as far as the Lego official designers would go. But that allows us to have quite an organic shape leading up through to the bridge into the castle.
If you were to come back next time, would you add anything?
Every now and then, yeah. I've kept building onto it. So this building here was not one that was originally part of the mock when I bought it, but sort of half of the house was there in a bin, and I sort of reworked it, changed it a little bit, and sort of made it my own. So that one's a new building, and this one's a new building, and I'll probably over the back. You can see there's a little bit of that superstructure where there's a bit of Duplo and a little bit of this and that. So we'll build something else in on top of that, and a lot of these houses sort of sit so that you get a slightly organic, and you're not working at those 90-degree angles all the time. But Lego makes it quite easy to do.
Yes. Are there any special pieces that you used?
Well, this is cover your ears, the Lego purists, because there is quite a bit of sort of third-party pieces in this one from Brick Warriors. So a lot of the interesting pieces, especially on the attacking army, are custom Brick Warriors components. So if you want to, for example, let's have a look at this guy. So the shield and the spear and this rather neat helmet with plume on it is all custom, all non-Lego but compatible, and so it allows you to do something a little bit different and make it look cool.
How many minifigs do you think are in here?
Quick count, about 150 by eye, and I could be well off there, so don't quote me on that, but yeah.
Yeah. What got you into castle Lego?
Oh, look, probably one of the earliest Lego sets I was ever given was the yellow castle that came out in 1978. That would have been, I think, well, my 7th or 8th birthday probably that I got given that, and we built that over and over again and played nights with that forever. And so I've always been very fond of the castle stuff. In fact, so there's a few old knights that came from that era that are around in this display. Yeah, the castle stuff's been with me forever. I then I sort of fell in love with, I think it was probably some of the Lord of the Rings sets brought me back into Lego, which sort of had that medieval theme going as well. So yeah, I've just always liked them.
Well, thank you for bringing this mock.
Pleasure. No, absolutely. Yeah. Joy to talk to with you about it. And yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.